Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is Kathy LaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is February 2nd and the day adds up and reduced to the number 11 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. As you guys could see, I switched up the scenery a little bit. This way, the lighting is so much easier because I'm getting the natural light and not fighting with the lighting from the background. And at the same time, I kind of like the privacy more doing it this way, but who knows? Maybe I'll go back to doing it that way. We'll see as time goes by. But Thursday is associated with Jupiterian energy. So Jupiter amplifies the energies within the day. Normally, Jupiter is an optimistic type of energy. But at the same time, for me, whatever is present is what will be illuminated, what will be amplified. So Jupiter is the ruler of today, amplifying all of the energies associated with the day. The spirit animal associated with today is the gazelle energy. And with the gazelle energy, I think about the importance of patience, introspection, and being alert. What we're being alert for as the day go by, you'll see. But with the day adding up and reducing to the number 11 vibration and Jupiter ruling the day, that gives me a feeling of, say, turbulence and angst to a certain extent. Not saying that the number 11 is always associated with that, but the number 11 is such a powerful energy because this is masculine energy amplified because the number 1 is doubled. But at the same time, the month is the second month. The day is also the second. So that brings a super sensitive vibe to the day. But then everything adding up and reducing to the number 11 vibration, the number 11 energy doesn't like to show emotions or even doesn't like to show emotions and sometimes might have a hard time understanding or expressing it. Because I think about, say, masculine energy and how men are made to feel like it's not okay to cry or to show sensitivity, weakness, and things like that. I think of that as the number 11 energy. Just because we're suppressing it doesn't mean that it's not there. And sometimes from that suppression, like a pressure cooker, things could just explode. So when I think of that aspect of it and then the gazelle energy, that brings me to the importance of just patience and reflection. And the tarot associated with the day is the two of Pentacles in the upright position. I'm learning how to place the cards because I'm not sure where I'm going to have everything up, but it's fine. So the 2 of Pentacles in the upright position brings me to the thought of, say, juggling something, trying to balance something. I think of the person who has 2 jobs and they're trying to balance the 2 jobs. And the person with the 2 jobs, I think of, say, leaving one and trying to hurry up and get to the other one. And it's like, it's working, but it's not working. And when I look at the 2 of Pentacles, this reminds me of the number 11 energy. So I think of feeling stuck in between 2 things. It's like stuck in between 2 worlds. It's like wanting to start something, but not sure how to go about making it happen. or most of the time with the number 11 energy, it's a matter of not feeling safe to take a chance on something brand new because there's no other examples of it. So because there's no other examples of it, it's like the fear of being rejected or the fear of being wrong can cause us to like get stuck in place. For me, I had to reflect on what it means to be wrong. And I did a lot. I spent some time reflecting on it and journaling on it because for the longest, fear of being wrong caused me to cripple in place. And I feel like the fear of being wrong is to me the similar or the same as the fear of failure. So because we fear failing, we don't even get started. And for me, the fear of failure and the fear of being wrong stopping us from getting started is like the worst feeling ever, because when I redefined being wrong and redefined failure, it just changed everything for me, because failure is instructive. It's the universe's way of saying, go here, go there, don't do that, try this, try that. It's like we all have guides. We're all being guided. It's like once you make up your mind and say, I want that, it's like everything in the universe is going to start molding itself and help you to attract that thing. It just comes down to you saying, I want that, and truly believing that it's possible, or knowing that it's possible for you to have that, because that's the next thing. It's like making up our mind and saying, I want to go over there, and at the same time expecting it, because you know it will happen. It's just a matter of time, not knowing exactly when. So once we make a choice, the universe conspires and guides us in the direction of that choice. It's like we're magnets, and it's like our emotions and the visual images that we hold, which also is connected to our emotions, to what it is that we're feeling, and then also what we're projecting, is like magnetic. So it's like once we make up our mind about something, it's almost like, as I imagine, like magnets forming all over me, and then I start pulling towards me everything that's in alignment or within the same frequency as whatever it is that I'm holding, once I make up my mind that I want to make something happen. So when it comes to the energies within this day, it comes down to say, making up your mind that, okay, I want to make this happen, or I want to make that happen. But I just get the feeling of someone feeling stuck in between worlds. And I've been there before. Feeling stuck in between worlds. And I'm sure I experienced that from time to time. But for me, it was the heaviest when I felt like I didn't know what path to take. And of course, this was the path that I wanted to take, but I was too afraid to take this path. When it comes to, say, the moon is in Cancer, and the moon is being opposed by Mercury in Capricorn. So the moon is the inner world, the inner conversation, how we're speaking to ourselves, and Mercury is our mind. And Mercury is in Capricorn. Mercury almost conjuncts Pluto. So the mind is in a place where it's super serious. It's in a place where it wants to be responsible, productive, in control, recognized, respected. The moon is in a place where it wants to hide away. It wants to be safe. It wants to be private. It wants to focus on, say, safe space, sacred space. So there's this opposition where the inner world wants to reflect on safety, security, family, nurturing the ones we love, the ones we care about, the things that are important to us. But the mind is in a place of time. It's like, how much time do I have to achieve this, that, or the next? When will I be able to achieve this, that, or the next? So there's that opposition happening. And I look at, say, the day adding up and reducing to the number 11 vibration. And I think about that. And I think about that energy where it's like, yeah, the mind is focused on material things, and the inner world is focused on safety, stability, security. So back to the number 11 energy. And then the second month and the second day. The second month and the second day brings me to the Cancer energy, that sensitive, emotional, nurturing, cooperative energy. And then Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Pluto brings me to the 11 energy, that assertive, aggressive energy that wants to achieve, that wants to lead, that has so much energy pent up, but not clear on how to direct it, not clear on what to do with all of that energy. And what's been beneficial for me is in the past was to be honest about what scares me. And the thing that terrified me the most was this that I'm doing, putting myself out there and then being open for feedback, being open to be criticized, being open for people to disagree and to tell me that I'm wrong. And that used to scare me so much. For the longest, I used to feel like I don't know what I want to do I don't know what I want to do career wise, when I found myself unhappy with what I was doing. And when I realized what scared me, I was able to create a plan to attack it, create a plan to run, directly into the thing that scares me. And it's like, I find over time, the more I'm able to run into the thing that scares me, of course, with a organized plan, the more confident I become in myself, and the stronger my bond, my relationship is with the universe, because I feel guided, I feel supported. But just knowing that I could do anything that I put my mind to, because like feeling fearful or nervous, like that feeling never goes away when we're starting something new or going after something we've never done. The feeling never goes away, but it gets easier. It gets easier to do the things that scare me, because over time I build up that muscle and I know what I'm capable of. So when I look at the energies in the day, I feel like this is a great day to reflect and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Because with the number 2 energy repeated the second month, the second day, that sensitive, emotional and aspect will be there. But then the number 11 creates that tense feeling. I think of the person who's emotional and upset or sad or feeling strong emotions, and you ask them what's going on, and they're like, I'm fine. That's the vibe that I get for today. It's like a person saying they're fine. And maybe they're saying they're fine because deep down it's like not knowing how to fully explain what's wrong, or also to not even know exactly what's wrong. Because I've had those moments where I wake up and I just feel sad, and I'll pull out my journal and I'll start writing and I'll say, God, I feel so sad today. Why do I feel so sad? And just from that process, I'm able to get to the bottom of why I feel sad. I'm able to recognize, okay, wow, I feel sad because I didn't like the way the conversation that I had with so and so went yesterday. The conversation left me feeling like this, that, and the next. And my feelings are always valid, but then this creates an opportunity for me to question certain conclusions that I might come to. And sometimes the conclusions that I come to could be destructive towards me, because I make something mean something that it doesn't have to mean. So when I find myself feeling emotional and overwhelmed, and it's like feeling like something is defining me in some way, when I pull out the journal and I talk about it, I'm able to ask myself, why does it have to mean this, or why does it have to mean that? And the more I make a habit of questioning my emotions and questioning my beliefs, especially when they're limiting about me or anybody else, is like the more I give myself a break, I find that the more I am also patient and understanding and open with others. So it's interesting how everything always starts back with us. It's like the Michael Jackson song, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Like that's so, so true, because the more I get comfortable with me, the less I judge me, the less I judge other people. And the more I focus and work on me, I realize that I can't point a finger at someone without pointing the finger back at me, because everything is connected. Everything is connected. So for me, it's powerful because it shows that it comes down to how I choose to show up, perceive reality, and respond. Like it comes back to you. Like all the power is within you. I don't know why I feel low key emotional. Well, of course I know why I feel low key emotional because the energies within the day feels emotional. But yeah, it comes back to you. And that's why I always say you're the most powerful person that you know, because we all have people in our lives that we love dearly. And according to you, you might feel like, they could do better, or you might feel like they deserve more than what's happening with them, or whatever it is that you might think. But at the end of the day, no matter how much you love them, it starts with them because they're their own hero. They're the most powerful person that they know. So yeah, the energies within today brings me back to that. And the moon is squaring Jupiter in Aries. And of course, Jupiter in Aries amplifies the I am. It brings optimism to one's will to make things happen, to take action, to be brave, to get started. And with the moon squaring that, it goes back to the moon in Cancer, the moon in a space where we don't really want to rock the boat or put ourselves out there, because the idea of being seen and recognized, there could be danger in being seen and recognized. Like as my YouTube channel is growing, certain realities start to set in. I mean, they've always been present, but they start to set in more and more because there's certain parts of me that's like so private that it's silly. And then there's other parts of me that want to be open and expressive. And it's like, as things are growing, I'm realizing that there was always a bigger part of me afraid of what would happen if things did work out. And that part of me knew that, like the moon in Cancer energy, a lot of it, like the higher people place you, is the more dangerous things become. Like when I'll read certain comments and people will say certain things, it's like I appreciate the love and the support, but it'll make me feel nervous sometimes because, yeah, like I think of Capricorn energy, Mercury in Capricorn, 10th house energy, which is standing at the top of the hill where everybody is looking up at you. And the higher people place you is the more dangerous things become, because the higher people place you, the further your fall is. And at the same time, being placed up on a pedestal that you didn't ask to be put on, that you didn't put yourself on, it makes it hard for a person to just be, because it's like everybody has their own vision of who you should be or what you should be. And it could be dangerous. And with the moon in Cancer energy is one that avoids that at all costs, because it knows the danger in people's egos. And we all have an ego. Our ego is our ability to identify with reality. And when people identify with you, things are great. People resonate, they relate. But the moment when people don't identify with you anymore, you could be seen as a threat. Things could get dangerous. Things could be scary. So this brings me to say, people in our lives that we've placed on pedestals, we've projected into them and seen them for what we wanted to see them as, and not seeing them for who they are. And when they do human-like things, we feel betrayed, we feel devastated, but it comes back to us. We saw them how we chose to see them. So instead of seeing them as betraying or deceiving, this is where we have to go back to ourselves, go back to the man in the mirror and say, what is it within me why I needed to see them the way how I chose to see them? Because people can't manipulate and deceive us without our permission. It's a group effort. It's a group effort. So what is it within me why I needed to see them the way how I saw them? Because trust me, there's always something in it for us why we need to see people the way how we choose to see them. You guys, such a pleasure. I felt like I could go deeper and longer into it. And I think that's what I like too about this setup better. I feel like more relaxed and comfortable. Even though when I first started, I felt myself naturally like in that tense position. And I felt myself stiff, and I kind of took a deep breath and sat back and, remember that I could chill, like relax, chill. You could chill. But yeah, I don't want to keep going longer because I do have to edit these. And if all of them are 20 minutes long, then like that makes the process longer, even though today is not the day that I'm going to edit them. I found that Saturdays are good for that because Saturday energy, brings me to the Saturn vibe, and Saturn is traditional. And I don't know how many of you guys grew up on Saturday morning cartoons. So something about Saturday feels like it should be a day of like chilling to a certain extent. So for me, when it comes to these, it's like I'll edit, and while they're uploading, I can't do anything at the moment. So I'll watch something on YouTube because YouTube is my go-to. But lately I've been thinking about getting Netflix again, or Stars or something like that, because I got into like the movies that 50 Cent produced. Like I like them. Like I like the storylines. I think they're good. But I've been thinking about getting those subscriptions back so that I could have more balance in my life instead of always focused on productivity. Because of course, there's a part of me that feels like I should always be productive doing something, but at the same time, balance is important. So on Saturdays, I edit these. So in between the upload is like I edit, and then while it's uploading, I watch something on YouTube, and then I go back and the back and forth. So I'm able to relax and just do it then. But we'll see how things go. But yeah, this was your message. It was such a pleasure sharing it with you as usual. If you would like to book a reading with me or check out my exclusive content on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a red and an orange heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.